Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, hope all of you having a great week. If not, hope this video can make it a little bit better. Man, oh man, guess who we got to talk about today? It'll probably be the last time we talk about them until we do the preview versus the Seminoles. We got Alabama. But more importantly, we're going to be talking about this ridiculous and hilarious situation to me involving their quarterback now, starting quarterback of that, Ty Simpson. Let's give old Simpson a round of applause. Clap it up, clap it up, clap it up. He has officially won the starting job, although I could have told you, I don't know, 3 or 4, not even 3 or 4 months ago, probably more so 5 months ago, he was going to be your starter heading into the 2025 season. I actually had one of my sources that's been down there at the practices tell me and confirm it about, I think it was 2.5 weeks ago, that he is going to be QB1, and QB2 may shock some of y'all. It's not actually Keelan Russell at this moment. It's actually Austin Mack. I'll get to all that in just a second, but a reason I didn't come out with the breaking news video, Ty Simpson's going to be your starter, when I had access to the information is because if you keep up with Alabama football, you knew this was coming, so I didn't even think it was worthy of making a video on. Long story short, I'll put it to you like this. There was never a quarterback battle, not even for a split second. The main reason I'm making this video is because of the things that have been said since Mr. Simpson has been named the official starter for the Alabama Crimson Tide. I want to address them because, number one, I think a lot of people are very ignorant on the situation, and number two, they are highly misinformed, but I guess that goes hand in hand with ignorant. Oh yeah, by the way, let me read you out this comment on the previous video. This is coming from JJ. Matt, aka White Randy, you have been an inspirational YouTuber to me, and you're the reason I have such elite ball knowledge about college football. Just wanted to say thank you, my favorite college football YouTuber. Now that right there from my man JJ is what I'm talking about. We need more comments like this. It's always nice every now and then to feel appreciated, and I'm glad we got somebody out there that is acknowledging yeah, we have some pretty good takes on this channel. I'm going to leave you with this. To our entire community, you know who you are. Be like JJ. This may be not even just a comment of the week, comment of the year, potentially. Completely off topic, but yeah, let's get back on track. So ever since this news has dropped, I've seen a lot, and I mean a lot of casuals getting on Twitter saying, who is this guy? How in the world did the 5-star Keelan Russell lose a starting job to him? Yada, 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 etc., etc. You know how it is. People are clowning on him. If you say something like this, I just know you have no idea what you're talking about. There are people stating that Alabama's quarterback room must not be that good. Buddy, they have one of the best quarterback rooms in the entire nation. Let's just get that out the way right now. By the way, congratulations to Dylan Lonergan for winning the starting job at Boston College, former Alabama quarterback. Getting back on track here at Simpson, I can't tell you enough how happy I am for him. And if you're a college football fan, you should be admiring this. You should be loving this more than anyone else. Let me explain. I know what you're sitting here saying, Matt, why should I be happy that Alabama's named their starting quarterback? Because Ty Simpson is one of the rarities out there who, when he didn't win the starting job the first couple of years, he didn't throw a hissy fit. He didn't act like a crybaby. He didn't say, oh, I was a former 4/5-star recruit. I believe he was a 5-star. If Alabama's not going to start me, I'm going to go answer. No, he didn't do any of that. He waited his turn. This is a young man and an individual who is not obsessed with NIL money, immediate gratification. And why is that such an important thing? Because that's all these kids care about nowadays. And I'm not faulting them because you can't blame an 18 or 19-year-old for not being patient and wanting money. But where I'm going at with this is when we see a young man who finally isn't obsessed with those things, we should be glorifying it. We should be egging it on because this is what football's all about. When I was growing up, the youngsters, you aren't going to be able to relate to this, but the guys that are in their 40s, 30s, 50s, so on, you will. It was rare for even a sophomore to be starting at quarterback. Now it's normal for a 5-star freshman to walk in, win the starting job. We don't bat an eye at that. But 15 years ago, absolutely not. How did it work? You had a top recruit commit to a school like Alabama, Georgia, wherever, LSU, Ohio State, Texas, and they waited their turn. They took a year to redshirt. They then learned the offense, the system. And finally, by year 3 or 4, that's when they won the job. Ty Simpson gives you those old school vibes. And more importantly, if you're a Bama fan, you know who he gives you the vibes of? You know what I'm about to say next, right? Jake Coker, Mac Jones, guys like that. But for me, it's especially Jake Coker. I love me some Jacob Coker, man. Don't even get me started on that magical 2015 national championship run he went on. By the way, never lost a game as a starting quarterback for Alabama. It doesn't have an identical, but it is somewhat a similar story to Ty Simpson. He waited years and years and years to finally become the starting quarterback, and all that toughness, the mental toughness he built up over those years, it paid dividends. In the era of players only going to a school for money, as an Alabama fan, this is going to be the Bama fan in me talking, not the analyst. I am so proud and happy to have Ty Simpson as our starting quarterback because he is so passionate about the University of Alabama. There's a big difference. He grew up loving Alabama. He wanted to be the starting quarterback there. Don't take this the wrong way, but it is a good example. Do you really think, what's his name, Jackson Arnold, loves Auburn football? Heck to the no. What he does love is he has an opportunity there, and I get that. But he don't have as much skin in the game with Auburn as Simpson has with Alabama, and to me, I think that matters. The great thing about Simpson is, notice, I haven't even talked about all of his abilities on the field. We're just talking about all the little things that comes with him being your starter. He's an outstanding leader that's not going to give you any off-the-field problems whatsoever, and you can count on this guy. When it comes to his headspace, he has every trait possible you could want for your starting quarterback. But let's talk about this. There's a lot of people that are unsure about him, rightfully so. This will be his first year as a starting quarterback. To me, if I were a Bama fan, wouldn't be worried, not even to the slightest. And it's not because he's played in some mop-up duty. It's more so of he's been in the Alabama program for 3 to 4 years now. I don't think the moment's going to be too big for him. If he were a freshman and this were his first year starting, yeah, I'd say it would. But with him being there, no. He has a really good arm. I'm not going to evaluate his deep ball because I need a larger sample size. His accuracy, heck, depending on who you ask, some people think he's already more accurate than Jalen Milroe. I got to wait to see him play some games before I start saying stuff like that. One thing that may catch you by surprise this year is Simpson's actually a dual threat quarterback. Yes, that's right. You heard me correctly. I'm going to say it again. Ty Simpson, this guy you're looking at right here, is a dual threat quarterback. He is way faster than he looks. You know how Jacob Coker would occasionally scramble and he never slid? He'd try to run over a linebacker. Well, Simpson, I think he may be able to outrun some linebackers. I think he's an exciting player, and I expect him to have a really good season. But here's why I find all this hilarious. For some odd reason, fans across the country, they don't believe in the Ty Simpson hype. And I'm not saying you got to think he's going to be the next Johnny Manziel or something like that. But people are trying to make him seem like he's a bum or something when he's not. Because I've seen the argument of people saying, oh, this guy's your starting quarterback? He couldn't even beat out Jalen Milroe in a quarterback competition, and we saw how Milroe was last year. I understand your perspective, but I think it's a flawed argument. Kalen DeBoer did not pick Jalen Milroe to be the starting quarterback. The team picked him. The team already anointed Milroe as the guy, and with Kalen DeBoer coming in, he's already walking on eggshells. Remember, Ryan Williams decommitted. He had to do his best efforts just to bring him back. If he would have named Simpson the starting quarterback, oh yeah, then you lose the team, and it would have been a messy situation. So it's not like Ty Simpson isn't going to be better than Jalen Milroe. It's more so of Milroe, he did enough to retain that starting job and not lose it. We'll leave it at that. The ending of last year was brutal, but I do want to remind my Alabama fans, Milroe was fantastic. He was the main reason Alabama even made it to the playoff a couple years ago. So due to that alone, that's why Milroe got to play through some struggles. And it wasn't just on Milroe last year. The offensive play calling was horrendous. But this year, the offense has got a completely new look. You got Jim Miller coming back, but you got the new offensive coordinator, Ryan Grubbs. You got the new quarterback. It should be a sight to see. That leads me on to my next topic perfectly. A lot of people have been asking, how in the world did he beat out the 5-star Keelan Russell? Buddy, do I have some news to share with you? Keelan Russell ain't even a backup. That's Austin Mack. Do I think Keelan Russell potentially will be special? Yes, absolutely, but he's probably not even going to play this year. He's got to learn the offense, get caught up to speed, get used to the college system, all kinds of things. To me, this is feeling a lot like the Mac Jones and Bryce Young situation where, yeah, Bryce Young's more talented than Mac Jones, but Mac Jones is ready to start right now. In this analogy, Mac Jones is Ty Simpson and Keelan Russell is Bryce Young. Am I saying it's going to turn out that way? No, but it does look that way. Now I'm thinking about this because, like I said, Keelan Russell's not even QB2. Maybe it's a situation where Ty Simpson goes off and then he passes the keys to the offense down to Austin Mack, who, by the way, I've heard has looked really good in practice. For those of you who don't know who Austin Mack is, you need to remember the name. That's Kalen DeBoer's quarterback. That's the guy he brought over from Washington. DeBoer loves Austin Mack, so that matters. And by the way, it should also mean something that Ty Simpson beat out Kalen DeBoer's guy. To all the Alabama haters, I got bad news for you. The regular scheduled programming is resuming this year. Last year, it was a fluke. It was an anomaly. That's not going to happen again. As talented as that Bama team was last year, they had so many problems internally with the coaching staff, the players, and the list goes on and on and on. Season's right around the corner. I'm excited. Let me know your thoughts on this down below. But